thanks to everyone who's on so far. We think we're just waiting a minute to see if we have any more people joining. We understand there's a weather situation going on in your part of the country. Claire, do you want to continue to hold for a minute, or
Yeah.
do you want to roll, whichever?
Yeah. How many friends do we have so far?
So far we have 5 joining us.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe we could give it like 2 or 3 minutes and get the show on the road.
Okay.
Well, if it's okay with you guys, we'll probably kick things off and get this party started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. And hopefully it's okay. We don't see the screen, Patrick, or just see your screen, which looks good to me.
You can see my screen, right? Yep.
Yeah, I can see your
Okay,
screen,
great.
but
Yep.
like no other participants, which is totally fine. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. My name's Claire Anderson, and I am the LaunchCode Company Relations person who will help you find a job in tech. And we're excited today to talk to you about our company partners at PlantNAP, who have given us an amazing opportunity for continuing education. And I just wanted to preface our info session today with letting you know, like, the number one thing that I hear from company partners, as well as interview feedback, is what is the launch coder doing to continue learning? We know launch code's hard, and we know launch coders are smart and they can learn new things, but what have you been doing since graduation? And so this has been historically a hard thing for launch code to answer, because we work really hard to provide no-cost computer science education. So we're really grateful for our friends at PlantNAP, who have given us this great opportunity to learn continuing education, as well as focus on low-code platforms that are a growing space with our company partners, and also a continuing education opportunity. So today we're going to be working with the partners to show you a little bit about what's behind the curtain, what you can expect. And if you have any questions afterwards, you can always reach out to me, Claire at launchcode.org. And also a lot of our information is posted, and we can follow up with you after the call. So with no further ado, I want to introduce you to Patrick, who is Program Director at PlantNAP, who will be kind of showing you about this technology.
Thank you, Claire. So welcome all. The first thing I just want to do is point out real quick this quote here on the slide, and just give you context where that comes from. That's actually a quote from Gartner, saying that by the year 2024, 65% of application development will be happening with no code and low code. So that gives you a little bit of context of where we're heading here. Let me just quickly introduce myself. I'm at PlantNAP. I'm a technical success manager. I've been working with PlantNAP and the products that preceded PlantNAP for over 10 years now, and I did that working for a federal contractor, managing a site that was almost entirely built with products that the products that eventually became what we now call PlantNAP. And I've had a technology career spanning over the past 20 years. And with me, I have Bogdan Lătescu, who is the founder and CEO of PlantNAP. And he started DN Sharp in 2009, and in 2019, spun PlantNAP off DN Sharp, and it's all uphill from there. And also Linda Boone, who is the lead of our product team, and she has also had an extensive background working with the products that became PlantNAP as well. So just a little bit more about us. Just so you know that we're not a training company. We're training you in our product, which is PlantNAP. And just as I mentioned a second ago, the history of PlantNAP goes back to 2009 when Bogdan founded DN Sharp, and DN Sharp quickly became the number one vendor in the modules for .NET Nuke, and in 2019 is when PlantNAP was spun off from DN Sharp, and in 2021, I think this is really important. We experienced 130% growth. So we're growing quickly. And then in 2022, we now have clients in over 14 countries. We're launching a partner program, and this going into the future here, we are soon going to be launching our Series A funding. So that's a very exciting thing for us. We're hoping to launch a marketplace where people can build apps that can be shared with others, and they can put them in the marketplace. And this is all, of course, leading towards the ultimate goal of democratized development. And what we mean by that is that by democratizing development is that various people from different backgrounds are all able to help in creating an application that's meaningful for the company that's creating it. I did the wrong thing there. Let me go back. There we go. Sorry about that. So to give you an idea of the companies that we work with, this is just a sampling of the different companies that are using our product. I'm going to highlight just a few of them that are near and dear to me because I work directly with them. I work with our client at the United States Navy, and I work directly with the government of Bermuda. And I also work with the United States Parachute Association directly, and the things they're creating with with PlantNAP are amazing, and it's very exciting to work with them. So just a brief touch on what is no code or low code, and of course as you can obviously tell by the terms no code and low code. No code means that you build something that involves no coding whatsoever. It's all done with visual interfaces, and it's all configuration based. And by configuration based, we mean that that you have forms and different UIs where you go in and you make specifications to create the product, and you know, through visual building tools, we provide like drag and drop interfaces to pull different tools into the product to build the end product that you're making. And both of these, of course, accelerate the development process. And reduce the amount of code that needs to be used in the system. But of course, you can, and this is where low code comes in, you can add code to achieve much more complexity. So any product that's all visually based and configuration based is going to at some point have some limitation, but by adding code into the system, then you are able to create much more complex applications, and that's where PlantNAP really excels. We excel in the ability of how we allow users to put code into the system to really create very, very robust applications. The other thing that's very important about using no code and low code is that the product you're building is functional right from the start. So in traditional coding, often there's a long process that you have to go through before you actually have something that you can show somebody. But with no code, low code, you have something right away. You can start creating an MVP right away, and by MVP, just in case that's not clear, I mean a minimally viable product. You can start presenting something to the stakeholders right away that says this is where we're heading, and start getting immediate feedback from them about where you're heading to make sure it's the right direction. And this accelerates that loop so much that you can get ideas from the stakeholders, and you can implement them quickly, and then go back to them and say, is this what you were talking about? I hit the wrong key again.
That's okay. While you're getting that, Patrick, we also have a question on the chat. What marketplace website, I guess, from where the apps would be available?
I think that's actually something that we'll be creating ourselves. That we'll be putting that in place. Bogdan, if you have any further comments on that.
For sure, it will be another system built with PlantNAP.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to get to that more later too. Is that we build our a lot of what we do, we build with our own product. So I'll touch on that in just a minute here. So what can be built with low code? And of course, you see a lot of things on the screen right here, but we want to make sure we emphasize this is not a comprehensive list of what can be done. But you see a lot of really great things. And I'll just touch on the clients that I mentioned earlier that I work directly with. They are doing this sort of thing, creating public forums for their for their citizens to get information and to submit information to the government. Association management is another excellent use case for low code and for PlantNAP. And then also the federal contractor that I used to work for, our space was in healthcare, and we worked with the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services. So these are all use cases where low code can be very successful. So why low code instead of two other possible options? If you go one direction, buying a SaaS system, SaaS systems tend to be one size fits all. That they create something that is meant to solve problems for everyone, but then they become they're very difficult to customize to do, because everybody's needs are going to ultimately be different, and they're very difficult to customize, and so it becomes challenging for you to create something that's really going to work for the stakeholders, and they're challenging to integrate with. So to integrate with other systems, and that's always something that's very useful in any application. And their pricing models can often be per user pricing, which can get very expensive. And then on the flip side of that, building something completely from scratch with custom development, developers are expensive. Experienced full stack developers are expensive, and that's for a completely custom developed product, that's what you need. The delivery time is much longer, and then it becomes expensive to maintain, because you have to make sure you have those experts always on hand to do the maintenance of the system. And then, of course, you're accumulating technical debt, which means that you have all the stuff to maintain, and anytime you need to make changes to it, there's a extensive process you need to go through. So just touch on the no-code, low-code revolution. So over 90% of software developers' time is spent on tasks that can be solved with low code. So custom development, as I mentioned just a second ago, something that's built by IT, software packages configured by IT, but with the no-code, low-code, you get much more flexibility. It can be built by business users, and with maybe developers that have less experience. But even the developers, if they are on staff, they can use the system and create things a lot faster. So it becomes a much more flexible system, and much faster to get things in place. And once again, I want to emphasize that feedback loop too. You can create things, get feedback, and make changes on the fly. I have actually in the past done pretty significant changes while I'm on a call with the stakeholders for the system I'm working with, and then ask them to take a look again and see if that's what they're talking about. That's the kind of feedback loop we're talking about, almost instantaneous. So as far as the low-code value proposition, so we have here customization, the market cycle, power and scalability, reacting to change, and affordability. So PlantNAP here is very strong in the customization area. There's I'm going to give you a little bit of a live overview in a second of how quickly some things can be done, but you will get a lot of out of the box things right away with PlantNAP, but then you can customize it to any extent you want to, really. Of course, custom development is very customizable too, but then the go-to-market cycle is very, very slow. And where with PlantNAP, you have a much more rapid, more rapidly can get to market. And scalability. So a SaaS system is going to have limited scalability, and of course, with custom development, you can certainly scale that. And with PlantNAP, we are right up there with the custom development and the scalability. The ability to react to change. So if something changes in processes that are happening in a system that need to be changed, with a low-code platform like PlantNAP, you can react to that change very quickly. Whereas with custom development, it takes a lot longer to react to that change. And of course, with a SaaS system, you might be able to react a little bit faster, but not nearly as fast as you can with a much more flexible system that's built off low code. And SaaS systems do tend to be more affordable. Custom development is very expensive, and with low code, you're less expensive than doing custom development. So who can build things with low code? So business users, like a business analyst that's tech savvy, can start building stuff with low code, and then professional developers also can build with low code. I've experienced developers that had some they gave a lot of pushback when we came to them and said, let's start building with with these tools that we have instead of doing everything code. But once they started using and realized how fast that they could start getting things out, it was amazing that they were able to make that change and realize that, oh, okay, if I start doing things with low code, then I can do things a lot faster and I can get a lot more done. And then, of course, anyone that is willing to be passionate and learn the system can do this. We've seen success with people who are like the Office Excel power user, the person who just knows how to use applications. That kind of person, it can be really successful using low code.
I think that's a very important point, Patrick, as well. I was in my previous employment, I was an agile coach. And I was making changes in the system on the fly. I have had no development training whatsoever, but I was able to make changes in the system using the low code.
Excellent. Thank you, Linda, for jumping in. So I referred to this earlier, but we are low code developers also, and we eat our own dog food. Our infrastructure here at PlantNAP is heavily built using PlantNAP. Our licensing system is built on PlantNAP. We have a learning system that's built with PlantNAP, a community portal that anybody who gets involved in our program is going to be using the community portal. Marketing and assets automation, partner portal, the DevOps system, and I guess that's the DevOps system, Bogdan. I just want to make sure that that we're emphasizing here that the actual when we go to build a new version of PlantNAP, we actually use a PlantNAP instance to kick off the building of the new build of PlantNAP.
Yes, PlantNAP is built by PlantNAP.
So some of the capabilities of PlantNAP, of course, there's a UI layer, and that's the part about where you're actually building the front end of the website, the forums, the pages, theming the site, those kinds of things are things that happen within the UI layer. Then we have the data layer. In PlantNAP, when you and I'm going to show you this briefly. So we're getting close to the hour, but since we started a little bit late, I'm going to keep going. Is that okay, Claire?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh no, I mean, yeah, it goes till 7:30. I'm sorry. So the data layer, is when you create your entities in PlantNAP, you're actually creating a database. You're actually creating tables in the system. It's all happening automatically. There's a search engine that is indexing everything that you're creating. Actually, in the system itself, we have a way of accessing SQL so that we can run queries against the database without actually having to go to the server. And security is built into. We also have business logic. We have a workflow builder. We have automation that can be based on events, and we also have you can also do scripting within the system so that you can make your application more dynamic. And we also have excellent integration. So not only do we create APIs for all the entities that you create in PlantNAP, but we also have the ability to interface with external APIs to pull data into the system, to have things happen automatically with other systems so that you can integrate with other systems easily. So in this course, I just want to give you an overview of what you're going to learn to build. It's a fairly simple system, but I think that when you take a look at it, you'll be surprised at how quickly and easily you'll be able to build this. So it's a ticketing system, and I'm just going to switch over to another screen here, and we'll take a look at that. So in this screen right here, I am logged in as a regular user in the system. I'm going to refresh here just to make sure that, because I think that my site probably went into sleep mode. These are development sites, so we don't keep them awake all the time. And when it comes back here, I'm just going to quickly create a new ticket in the system here. I'm not going to be very creative with right here. And I'm going to leave all these defaults here. This automatically filled in because that's the user I'm logged in with right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click add. And then you can see my new ticket is listed right here. This is what I need help with. So as an end user, I just created my new ticket. And now I'm going to go over to an admin interface for the site. Give this a quick refresh here. And so if I sort here by the ID, you can see there's the new ticket I just created. Real quick, I'm going to switch over to the ticket dashboard here. And here you can see the ticket I just created, and here's some basic stats on what's going on in the system. And so this is just, I just want to give you a quick idea of what you're going to be creating. So now I'm going to switch over to the configuration view. So all that is configured within this system within PlantNAP. If I go to entities here, you can see that we have some tables here. So the tables that are associated with the ticketing system that's created is ticket status, note, activity type, and activities. And it also interfaces with the user and document entities as well. So just to give you a quick idea of what the basics of this application looks like. And I'm going to switch to the pages here and locate a specific page. This is a page that's that you'll create for the for people to go in and easily create a new ticket. So let's just take a look at that. And what I wanted to show you here is how easily I can change this form. So this is just a simple example of how easy I can make some customizations to, and just so you know, everything you've seen so far is customized. It's all was built with PlantNAP. And so what I want to do here is this first name, last name, email address, and phone number, we're all in separate lines. And I'm just going to change that layout a little bit here. So I'm going to take the first name and make it half width here, drag the last name up there. And then I'm going to take the email address and make it half width as well. Actually, I think half width is there. make that change here. And drag that up there. And I'll save that like that. And do a refresh here. And now you can see I have a more compact and easy to look at form. Very simple thing I just did, but just I wanted to give you a quick example of how rapid some changes can be in the system. Of course, what you learn is a lot more complex than what you just saw, but I just wanted to show you that. And everything I just showed you is starting from a blank slate. You would have none of that, and that's the system that's created as you go through the course. And then, of course, we also in the course want you to take initiative to come up with an idea of building your own application as well. So you'll build this as you progress through the course, but you're also going to try to build something of your own as well. So going back to the presentation here, just want to give you a little bit of an idea of the complexity of what can be built with the system when you get into a fully built out system. So this is these are real examples here, things that have been built with PlantNAP. This is an employee assistance program that was built for Vail Health in Colorado. A few years ago, there was some statistics that showed the suicide rates in the area were increasing significantly. So Vail Health wanted to provide a way to connect members of their community with therapists, and they built the system that they use now to do that on PlantNAP. And that was built with 2 low-code developers over a span of about 20 days. This system here, a self-assessment for health apps. The idea here is that they wanted they want to make sure that apps go through an approval process before they start being recommended by doctors in the system. So they built this system with PlantNAP to do that, and that was built by 1 low-code developer in about 12 days. The use case here is a project management tool for a legal department. The idea here is that they wanted to make sure that they were able to track and implement new legislation acts into internal processes in their so that all their departments could collaborate and have an approval flow on multiple levels. And so this system was built with PlantNAP by 2 low-code developers in just 2 days. This is a cool one here, a transport management system. So this company is delivering orders based on same and next day across Switzerland and neighboring countries, and the system allows them to manage those deliveries. I see we have so let me just pause for a second here because I see a question here. There are so many free open libraries that developers use to build apps. Create your own GitHub repository and create all those libraries would take years. I'm not sure I completely understand the question, but if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying that that it would take a developer years to create libraries, and I just to relate it to PlantNAP, I'll just say that what PlantNAP is giving you is many tools that give you the ability to rapidly create applications. But PlantNAP also uses some of those libraries you're talking about. It's definitely the use of free libraries that exist on the internet are definitely something to consider. And not only do we use some of them, but we also can easily integrate with many of them too. So you can pull them in, and there's a lot of examples of that as well. Bogdan, I don't know if you wanted to comment on that anymore.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it. So using PlantNAP does not exclude bringing in those libraries when you need them, and it's quite often that you'll use other services. Like even in this screenshot, I mean, not an open source library, but that is a Google map probably.
Yep.
So you tap into the all the technologies that are out there as well.
Yes. Yes, and thank you for the question, Giovanni. And please, anybody, feel free to pop in questions either in the Q&A or the chat. So this system here is a business intelligence procurement dashboard. And this system here was built by one low-code developer spanning about 20 days. So real quick, I want to touch on the commitment that you're making by getting involved in this course. Your commitment to it is obviously going to be the way you're going to succeed in the system. Most importantly, I think, is engaging early in the process. There's 7 topics in the self-paced course that to be covered in 8 weeks. If you keep on track, you might get it done early, but that's even better if you get it done early, because then that gives you time to really think about the custom application that you're going to create for demo day. And establish a pattern. We have videos, written materials, the hands-on development that goes along with the videos. So the videos guide you in doing in creating the application that I was just showing you. And there's quizzes. So commit time to all of them and just set up a pattern that you're going to do. You're going to read materials, watch a video, do a quiz, keep a pattern going so that you are able to continue your success. And use the resources. You'll have access, of course, to our Academy site, which is where the course is actually going to be taken. Which, by the way, I just need to say, when you take the course, you'll actually be using a PlantNAP application because we built our Academy site with PlantNAP. Our YouTube channel has an extensive collection of videos that would be very useful for you to learn. You'll also have a development sandbox, which is where you can work on your demo day application. Mentors, you have us, you'll have the community. We have a very friendly and helpful community of users, and our documentation. So make sure you use all the resources you can. Do the homework. Building the ticketing app that I was just showing you as you progress through the course is one of the things that's going to be very important to accomplish. Meanwhile, start brainstorming ideas for your demonstration app. And attend our office hours with questions. I'll get to talk more about the office hours in just a second. And start building. Commit the time to build the demonstration app. You should really start that no later than halfway through the course. So that would be about week 4. And please, absolutely ask for help. If you find yourself struggling, reach out with the office hours, reach out on our community portal, reach out to, a lot of your mentors will be there. Attend our webinars. I'll talk about that in a second. Any of these will help you break through the roadblocks you might be experiencing as you go through the course. So here are the resources that will be available to you in the course. The curriculum itself, which is a self-paced course, and that's at academy.plantnap.com. Once you register for the course, when we go to kickoff, you'll receive an invitation email to the Academy, and then you'll be able to start the self-paced course at that time. The self-paced course includes video lectures, demonstrations, of course, written materials, reading, and quizzes to quiz the knowledge you've gained from the videos and the reading. And at the end, there's a certification exam. Other resources you have, the video collection at youtube.com/plantnap, and our product documentation at learn.plantnap.com. We're also going to be providing office hours twice weekly. We're going to do one in the morning, midday, somewhere around there, and one in the later afternoon or evening. The schedule for that's going to be announced. We're going to ask for your input on that, actually. And we ask that you sign up for the office hours. We'll send reminder emails out so that you know when they are. Because if no one signs up, then we're going to, we won't hold the office hours if we don't have anybody signed up for a specific office hours. And right now we've started a poll. If you can just let us know there what you think about when office hours would be good for you, that would be great. It'd be very helpful to us in setting up that schedule. We have the community portal. So the community portal is going to be one of your best resources. That is a place where we have our real world people actually using PlantNAP to create real world business applications. They are there. A lot of them participate and answer questions. And it's amazing what they do. So it's a really incredible place to get answers to your questions. And you can also, that forum that's available there, you can search it to see if the question you have has been answered already. Mentorship. Use the community portal. This is a great way to find mentors. Attend the LowCode Campfire, which is a webinar we have once weekly on Fridays. It's right here, LowCode Campfire, Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a group of very, very dedicated PlantNAP users who come there. They share ideas with each other. They ask each other questions. It's really a great session to attend. Attend the office hours. We'll be there for you. We'll answer questions for you. So that's a great way. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask any question you have. And I just want to emphasize again that our community of users and our staff are all very, very friendly. So there's definitely no reason to be intimidated at all. Let's see if we have any more questions here. Okay. So the course timeline, applications are open as of May 19th. We've got quite a few already, which is great. We're going to close that on June 3rd. We're going to have a welcome session on June 3rd as well at 10 a.m. Central Time, and that is going to be part of the webinar I was just mentioning, the LowCode Campfire. So we planned it that way so that you could attend the welcome session and ask questions of people who are actually using PlantNAP to do their daily work. It'll be recorded, so anyone who's not able to attend at 10 a.m. Central Time, you'll definitely have a recording that you can watch. The Academy starts on June 6th, estimated completion around July 15th, and then the estimated date of the demonstration day, which is when you get to demonstrate your own custom app that you created, it would be around July 29th. Are there any questions about the timeline? Okay. So any questions at all? We really, really encourage any questions you might have based on everything you just saw. And Claire, do you have any additional thoughts?
You know, I was just thinking about what if, you know, launch coders have lots of friends in tech and a lot of classmates. Like, what if you know somebody who might be interested in this, or your mom was talking at dinner about wanting to learn more tech? You know, is it okay to invite people to this opportunity?
Yes, I'd say so.
I think so too. So in the event that you guys have people in your network that you think could benefit from this technology, we just wanted to open the doors and welcome them into the Academy.
Excellent. Thank you. And Bogdan or Linda, do you have any other thoughts?
The only thing I would like to say is just keep in mind too that this isn't just for hardcore developers. This really does, you know, as Patrick was talking about, democratizing the development. This really, you have to have a little technical acumen, but anyone can use this this low code to build some pretty fabulous things. So definitely open it up to anyone with interest.
And I would add to that that it also opens a nice way to collaborate, because people would have different skills, and at some point we have non-technical people building with PlantNAP and then relying on more technical people to complement them here and there. So it really creates a good platform for collaboration between people with various skills. And I did not notice that some people joined later during this event. We'll have another one next week in case you want to see it or ask more questions. But in any case, we'll post this recording as well on the LaunchCode page.
Excellent. Just pause for, oh, we did get a question come in. So are there certain job titles this can help with once completing? So certain kinds of jobs that you might be looking for once this is complete. So low-code engineer is one. Bogdan or Linda, do you have other ideas?
Yes, so I think one is, of course, actually the full-time job you could get. So yes, low-code developer, sometimes system administrator, they are called sometimes, where you keep maintaining, extending systems. But what we see also a lot of times is that this is not like a full-time job. It's more something that BAs, like a business analyst, does, part of their daily work. Or we see something that developers do. Besides writing code on a project, they start another project with this one. So the job title is still developer or front-end or back-end developer. So we see low-code becoming a lot more a skill than a job title.
And from LaunchCode's perspective, some of the jobs that I see come through that this is valuable for is low-code developer. So there's a big need in low-code development popping up in St. Louis. And I also think like business analyst, DevSecOps, DevOps, Scrum Master roles, this would be beneficial for all of those titles.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is also really good for like junior developers going into it, because you're not confined to learning one language. By using the low code, you get exposed to multiple different types of languages, different development languages, and can kind of get a feel for what you're interested in.
Yes, that's a very good point, Linda, because we do see junior developers doing very well, because basically a platform like this lets you excel much faster. So we see junior developers starting their first job, fresh graduates. After 1 or 2 months, they already build complex systems. Whereas on the traditional route with custom code, that will take maybe 1-2 years until they get to that level to build such complexity.
Don't be shy.
Questions?
Like Patrick said, we are really nice.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for the demo. This was super helpful. And thank you guys to the launch coders who came tonight.
Well, I just want to point out here that the for registering for the course, the address is plantnap.com/launchcode. And on that page there, you'll find a link to a form to register. And yeah, that's the same page where you probably went to register for the for this info session as well. I guess if there aren't any other questions, we can wrap up. Just pause for a minute more to see if anybody has any other questions. Are there limited spots for the course? No. So we're aiming for maybe around 50, but if it went above that, it wouldn't. It would be just fine. Okay, well, I don't see any other questions open here, and I see that some people are starting to drop off now, so I think let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you very much, everybody, for attending.
Thank you, everyone. I can't wait to see what you guys build.
Yes, exactly. Have a great evening.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.